Hey everybody, Genesis7 here. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my thoughts and impressions of SpongeBob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake. But I think it's important before I go into these thoughts and impressions that the game code was provided to me so I could get these thoughts and impressions together, as well as the footage you are seeing now. Though this does not impact anything I say, these are my thoughts and opinions and my thoughts and opinions alone. So hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and let's get into it. Now, before I get into my thoughts and impressions, there's two things I just want to quickly get out of the way. The first of all, I'm playing the Switch version, so the gameplay you're seeing are reflective of that. The things I'm going to talk about are reflective of that. Whether this performs worse or better, or looks worse or better on other systems, I don't know. I've not played those versions. I'm just giving you my raw thoughts and impressions of the Switch version. Also, I think it's important to just have a brief history of my experience with SpongeBob SquarePants, as I think this is very important when you're kind of talking about a game, because your history may impact what you have to say. So SpongeBob SquarePants as a cartoon, as a series, since its inception, has been something that I've watched in the background. It's not something I've always set the DVR to. It's not something that I've always scheduled to watch. If it's on, I'll watch it. This goes for the movies as well. I've watched them, but I could not tell you like beat for beat what happened in those movies or cartoons. It's always been like that till this day. When it comes to the games, I did not play a SpongeBob game until the HD remaster of Battle for Bikini Bottom, because it was on sale on the PlayStation Store. And in a nutshell, I've not got much to say about that. It is what it is. It was one of those games that I played in between releases that I was looking forward to, and that is that. So fast forward to SpongeBob SquarePants and the Cosmic Shake, and here we are. I think we need to touch on the story first, just so you know what you're getting into. I'm going to read a quick synopsis from the website so you know what this is, and I don't want to spoil anything that I've kind of gone through already. So, wish-granting mermaid tears in the hands of SpongeBob and Patrick. What could possibly go wrong? Sure, the very fabric of holding the very universe together could come very undone, opening up portals into the wish worlds full of knights, cowboys, pirates, and prehistoric snails. But that's nothing everyone's favorite sponge can't handle. With the right cosmic costume, everyone do the Cosmic Shake. So in a nutshell, that is what the game is about, and I've got not much more to say about it. So let's go straight into the gameplay. So I need to note that as I've gotten older, my skill level for platformers just seemed to be on a downward spiral. This was a thing I'd first noticed when I started playing Sonic Mania, being a long life Sonic fan, really liking the games and being good at them, to playing this game and realizing my platforming skills is just not up to par as it used to be. This applies to SpongeBob SquarePants and the Cosmic Shake as well, though that is on me and not on the game. This is a typical kind of platformer. You're going to be going through a variety of levels, in which each level you kind of learn an ability, you unlock a costume. The costumes are purely cosmetic, and there are a lot to unlock. These kind of tie into more collectibles that you can find throughout the game, but it has the same gameplay loop. You do a level, you get a costume, and you have an ability. Go back to Bikini Bottom, go to the next level, get a costume, and get an ability, then have the option to go back to the previous level, because now that you have this new ability, you now can go to places you couldn't before and unlock more costumes. So the costumes that are tied to the story that you will unlock for free, and then there are costumes that are tied to kind of collecting these gold coins and the jellies that are everywhere throughout these worlds and levels. And essentially that's the gameplay loop in a nutshell, and I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's just my gameplay style is just really bad for platformers. But that kind of changed when I got to the second level. You unlock this ability that's like a karate kick, and this was made things very easy for me as I've played through. The gameplay that you're seeing in the background, I'm at the third level. It's like a pirate-based level, and I think the ability that I unlock here is to be able to use a grappling hook. So take that as you will. I'll be able to go back to the previous levels to then use the grappling hook to get more collectibles. You know how it is. It's a pretty generic platformer gameplay loop. There are collectibles hidden, though I've tried to sort out kind of like where these collectibles may be. There's no obvious way of getting these. The only way I've seen of getting these hidden collectibles is going back to the levels once you've got abilities and just kind of having a look at the drawer, being like, oh, there is a grappling hook in this level, I'll go over here. Oh look, there's a gold coin. That's essentially the gameplay. I've not really got much bad to say about it. At the end of the day, I'm bad at platformers at the age I am now, and to be fair, it's been a quite pleasant experience just chilling out on the Switch and playing it. Speaking of the Switch, I think we need to talk about performance because there are a few things that could be quite annoying for a few people. Again, I don't know how this performs on other consoles. It might be the same, it might be better, it might be worse. But my experience on the Switch has been not so great. Now, graphically, it looks amazing. I like the kind of look they've gone for. The characters look really good during cutscenes, and as you go through the levels, it's bright and vibrant, what you would expect from a SpongeBob game. Now, loading times are something to definitely speak about because they can be pretty long. I've had a few that are short, but here's just a quick clip of me loading from the title screen into my save data, so you can kind of get a general impression of the load times you're going to be dealing with if that's something that bothers you. As you can see, it can be pretty long, so that it's entirely up to you if this is too long or if it's too short. But for me, it was alright. I just went off and did something else to pass the time, literally like look at my phone, see what's going off on Twitter, and by the time I've done that, I'm into the level, so it wasn't that much of a dampener for me. But one thing that was kind of a dampener for me was, I don't know what the official term for it is, but these kind of like stutters. And this tended to happen when something was loading into the level in the distance, and it caused the kind of screen to freeze for a second or two. Like, you may have noticed it in the gameplay that's playing, but it will literally freeze and then it will stop freezing. This also happens during the loading screen going through into levels as well. You gotta go through a portal, and this can again stutter and become quite frustrating, especially when you're doing the platforming. For example, I went to jump over some like gasoline, you know, like the poisonous gasoline that will cost you a life, and it stuttered, which kind of put my platforming off track a little bit, and I landed into it and I lost a life and I had to start again. Things like that are frustrating, and it does happen quite often, so I'm hoping this is something that may get fixed in a day one patch. But as of right now, watch out for those stutters because it could cost you a really decent platforming run. Apart from that, performance is what you would expect on the Switch. I think one thing I want to touch on, and that is really authentic, is the SpongeBob experience. The characters and the world are exactly how you would see it in the cartoon. You have the voice actors returning, you have all the witty humor between them throughout cutscenes and just general banter as you go through the levels. This has been done to a T, and is probably one of the best things about the game. If you are a fan of SpongeBob, you are going to absolutely love the banter between SpongeBob, Patrick, and all of the other characters in Bikini Bottom and beyond. Another thing to note that's important in video games is accessibility, and SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake has just a couple. It has to do with color blindness and just the subtitle options, whether it has like a transparent background, translucent background, or a solid background, and its size. Their options are there for you to kind of enhance your experience if needs be, and it's nice to see accessibility options in a game like this. Now, with me playing it on the Switch version, I don't get achievements or trophies, but there is a system implemented which I think would be tied to the trophy system and achievement system if you're playing on the other platforms, which is awards. So essentially you do certain things and you unlock these little awards, and they have little icons, and if you're a completionist, this can be quite addicting and something you could really get into. But this is something that's probably easily tied to a trophy system on the PlayStation or achievement system on the Xbox, but it's nice to have the awards in the Switch version, so you've got something to aim for as well if you are a completionist. So I think that about sums up my thoughts and impressions so far on SpongeBob and the Cosmic Shake. You're probably asking, Jen, are you still going to be playing this game? Yeah, it's going to be one of those games, much like what Battle for Bikini Bottom was, filling in the gaps between the releases that I'm looking forward to. The only major thing that I found wrong with the game is those stutters, but hopefully this is something that can be fixed. I don't know if this is something that's Switch exclusive or something across the board. But overall, my experience for SpongeBob SquarePants and the Cosmic Shake has been overall pretty average, and I've not really got much bad to say, but at the same time I've not got a lot good to say about it. It's just been a nice platforming experience. I appreciate your time as I've been going through these thoughts and impressions. Please let me know in the comment section below if there's something you've noticed that I didn't. Maybe we can talk a bit more in depth about SpongeBob SquarePants and the Cosmic Shake. It's all down below in the comment section below. Join us down there and we'll talk about it. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.